Hey guys, welcome back to the Apartment 3 podcast. Today we have a special guest with us, Nick Lopez. So, Nick Lopez, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself first?
Well, we are here shooting in my friend Sammy and Summer's beautiful apartment in Beverly Hills. And I am a songwriter and singer and recording artist, and I live here in LA.
Nice. So, tell me, when did you start getting into songwriting?
I have been writing songs since I was in high school. I think I started writing songs and recording them. And then I moved to LA after high school, and I started writing for other artists right when I moved to LA. And professionally probably for 4 years, I guess.
4 years? Nice.
So you said you write for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate? Can you tell us who or how that came about?
I think it came about just from me kind of taking meetings at various labels and then being we like your artist project, but you're still really young and you have a lot of developing to do as an artist, so maybe you could start out writing for some of the other artists we have signed to our label. And so I started doing that, and then I just met a lot of friends in LA that are artists themselves, and then we just naturally got along and wanted to work together. So a lot of my peers that are artists I'll often write with, and it's just kind of a natural thing.
Kind of just ended up happening, basically, right?
Mm.
So you said you moved to LA after high school, right?
Yes.
So where are you originally from?
I'm from San Francisco.
San Francisco, all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
And then, was the adjustment hard moving to LA from San Fran, or?
LA is very different from San Francisco. It's entirely different world. It really feels like it's a different state almost. It's everything in San Francisco is way more just tech based, and there's a music scene, but it's very limited, and no one can really in my opinion have a career in music while living in San Francisco unless you've already established yourself. And I really feel like you really got to move to LA if you want to make that happen.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is a question we kind of ask all of our guests that move to LA. What would you recommend or advice for anybody thinking to move to LA for whatever their passion is?
I would say only move here if it makes sense for what you're going after. Not every career path requires moving to LA. So I'd say, if you're going to move to LA, just be for music, I'm assuming, or something in entertainment.
Yeah.
Just, you have to have a really thick skin. You have to be tenacious, and you just have to be able to take rejection, because I feel a lot of entertainment industry things, whether it be music, acting, modeling, whatever, you get said no to all the time. So I think a lot of kids don't realize that, and then maybe they can't handle that when they move here, and so they kind of give up really quickly. So I think you should just definitely know that ahead of time before moving here.
Yeah, seems like that's the kind of general answer that everyone gives. It's definitely difficult, but if you're made for it, you're gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
And then, so you also you had a song that got really, really popular in Asia.
Yes.
It's called Pink Champagne. Do you want to touch on that a little bit?
Sure. Basically, I want to say 6 months ago, I was on Twitter, and this Chinese girl DM'd me because I think Pink Champagne had just hit 1 million plays on Spotify. And I was really happy. I was like, oh, it was my first song to hit 1 million plays on Spotify. Yay. And I tweeted something about it, and then this girl DM'd me, and she was like, LOL, that's nothing compared to what it has in China. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, it has 200 million plays in China. I'm like, what? And then she sent me all these screenshots, and I looked into it, and she was she wasn't joking, and I had no idea. And so basically the song, it blew up on the Chinese version of TikTok called Douyin, and it just completely blew up on Chinese TikTok, and then all the kids started streaming it, and it was crazy. I went to China at the beginning of this year, and everybody knew the song. It was the craziest experience of my life. I couldn't believe it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So, how did it blow up? What was the thing with the...
It was a dance challenge, and I don't know. I don't really get TikTok still.
Yeah.
So I have a friend right now who has the #1 song in America, and it's from TikTok in America, and I just don't I don't understand how that happens, but it just does. So it just
Yeah.
blew up on TikTok, and I don't know like the inner workings of that, but it just did, and I'm happy that it did.
So you said you went to China recently, correct?
Yeah.
So since it is a TikTok song, were you recognized at all, or they were?
Yeah,
just
I went to. I mean, definitely more people knew like the song than knew me, but like we went to the mall. Me, my friend Kyle, and our like my like China manager. We went to the mall, and like a few kids like recognized me, and then like a few hours later, like they like had their whole friend group there, and they were like chasing it. It was really funny, but yeah, like at first it was like like people weren't like immediately recognizing me, but then when the word spread, like at the end of the day when we were walking around, like people were like following us. It was like a crowd, and it was like, whoa.
was it kind of just surreal for you?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just very. I have obviously never experienced anything like that here, so it was definitely a different experience than what I'm used to.
And then while you were out there too, apparently you sold out. Well, you had a 2,000 person venue out there.
Yeah.
What was that like for you? Were you nervous, or like was that the biggest
I was
venue
definitely
you've been to?
definitely. Well, I mean, yeah, that's definitely the biggest show I've played. But I was nervous because I didn't. I mean, I've never. First of all, I've never had a show that big ever, and then second of all, it was in a foreign country, and I've never performed for a foreign country like crowd before, you know. So yeah, I was very nervous, but yeah, it was good. It was really fun. It was super fun, and I think it went well. And like, yeah, there was like 3,000 kids there, and I was like someplace in Beijing that I'd never been to in my entire life. So that was pretty wild.
Yeah, and then I know the college that we go to has a lot of foreign exchange students from Asia. Did they happen to recognize you that at all too?
Okay, well, I graduated like right as this was all happening.
Yeah.
So I don't think so, but the only time I've been recognized at our school is from kids who watch Justin Escalone's vlogs, actually.
Yeah.
So
let's take a step back. So you want to tell the story, Nick?
Yeah.
on
So
how you guys met?
we were. I was one day watching Justin Escalone's vlog, and then it was the vlog where you were in the studio with Anthony Russo making Good Liquor.
Mm.
And then I forgot what class it was, but we had a test that day, and then it was that teacher where she had to like assign us seats for the test because she was like very paranoid about cheating or something.
okay.
And then I heard your name, and I was like, Nick Lopez. It sounds familiar. And then I look over it. She was like, wait, I just saw him in Justin Escalone's vlog. And then I was like, I heard that one song from him too, and I was like trying to figure out what it was, and then I finally found it. I'm like, is this the same guy? Like I wasn't sure, right? But then I did further research, like this is Nick Lopez. He like, and then to further my confirmation, I found out that you were wearing his
hoodie.
yeah, his hoodie, his brand. So I was like, oh, dope.
There was a time where I think it was like the third year that I was at Cal Poly, but like a lot of kids were stopping me because of the vlogs, and I was really surprised. I was like, really? Like, I mean, I knew he has like fans, but like, I didn't realize. And I was like, I don't know. Like for some reason, the third year of school, a lot of kids were like coming up to me because they see me in the vlogs. I'm like, wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
But that's the only. No one at school, I don't think, has like ever come up to me just because they knew my music. I think it's always had to do with Justin. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
So how is it different from the kids at the college recognizing you than it was for the kids in China recognizing you? How was it different?
Well, I mean, like when I was in China, like this girl, like for example, like flew 3 hours just to see me, and she was like crying and like gave me like gifts and stuff. Like it was just insane. Like I don't it was like, you know, it's like they thought it was Bieber or something. Like it was like that in China. So I've never ever experienced that in America. I hope to one day, but that has not happened for me.
It wasn't just like the kids walking campus and casually running into you, be like, hey.
Yeah,
I know
the
you.
kids on campus would like be like, oh yeah, like I've seen you in those vlogs. Like you're that guy from the vlogs who makes music. And like that still happens like around LA too. Like I was just at CVS under my apartment the other day, and like this kid came up, she's like, oh yeah, you're like the kid from Justin's vlogs. I'm like, oh, I can't believe like you guys even know like.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, no, China was like actual like insanity, whereas here it's way more chill, and like a few like, you know, I'm not like recognized on the street here at all really. But in China, I guess it's different.
And then you also, it was actually, your song was put into a movie, right?
In China, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that also helps too. Like it was put in that movie that was like I guess, one of the bigger comedy movies that year. So, yeah.
So for something like that to happen, do you have to have a Chinese manager and then an American?
I have a Chinese manager. Yeah, and he just helps me like navigate through all the insane ways you have to do business in China.
Yeah, I bet it would. Yeah, if you try to do that yourself, like you said, it's a foreign.
I mean, it's just very, you need someone to help you. So, yeah, I am thankful for Andrew Spalter. Shout out to Spalt.
There you go.
And then, so one of the things I've noticed about you is you have like a lot of connections with a bunch of artists here. Like I know you know Christian French, Anthony Russo.
Yep.
So where did those connections come about? Like, was it just being like a really good songwriter, or was it just being in the LA scene a lot?
Well, me and Chris wrote a crazy song yesterday, by the way. Just going to say that right now. He's definitely putting it out because I'm going to make him. No, it's so far. Can't wait for everyone to hear that one. Look out for it. Highlight reel. Yeah, I've known Chris for like 2 years, and then Anthony probably for like a little bit longer. They both have the same manager, JP. And yeah, good kids. I've known them for a long time. And yeah, I love working with them.
And I know you had I was checking on your website, and then you wrote a song that was on Hoodie Allen's album, right?
Yeah.
The 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
Was it the part with Gianni and Kyle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how was that like?
That was a song that we made like 2 years ago with this producer, Mitty Jones. And I didn't think anything was going to happen to the song. And then I get a text from Hoodie Allen randomly like a few months ago saying, hey, like this is going to go on my album. I'm like, oh, okay. Dope.
That's
so whatever. Yeah, it came out. Yeah. I'm happy it came out. I didn't think anything was going to happen with that song.
So yeah, funny story with Hoodie Allen. We had an old like we basically would do like current music, basketball, and like current events. Mm-hmm. So Hoodie Allen actually reached out to us on Twitter and DM'd us and was like, hey, like, you think you can check out the new album that was coming out? And we're like, yeah, we planned on it anyways. So we did it. We kind of exchanged a few messages and then posted it on our YouTube. And he actually commented, and he ended up going to the Philippines on vacation. So we kind of weren't paying attention, and he commented, and we kind of messed that up.
Yeah, he said he wanted to link up on tour and then like get an interview going, but like we found the comment like 2 months later.
Yeah, so we kind of messed that up. Wow. So I mean,
I will help you guys get that back on
track.
track.
Yeah, if you can. Yeah.
So like, did you know Hoodie previously before the?
No, I've never even met him. I've never met him, but yeah, he just texted me, and then that was that. But yeah, I'm happy that the song came out. Congrats to Hoodie Allen on the album.
So do you have like any inspiration that you look up to for songwriting?
Yes, I think my favorite songwriter of all time is Ryan Tedder from One Republic. Mm-hmm. And then obviously I listen to like a lot of John Mayer and this band called The Maine I really enjoy. So
Nice. So music wise, do you take influence in like your own music? Like do you have like a influence in that?
Do I?
Yeah, like with your own personal singles and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I try to be involved in every aspect of my own singles, from like production to the songwriting. I work with a lot of different producers though, so like obviously I draw influence from what they think is going to work best for the song. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's important to give whoever's producing the song like the creative freedom to take it which direction they think is the best, you know? So, but yeah, like obviously like I give input, you know, on the sonics and whatnot, and I always co-write the songs. So
what? Got a loud car out there. So what do you think the hardest part would be then, personally for you, writing or producing?
Well, I'm not a producer. Like I'm not a producer. I give input, but I don't actually produce the song. So
well, yeah, on the input, because I mean, obviously you still gotta agree on.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like necessarily hard. It's more just like you gotta spend the time to make sure it's right. You know, sometimes it happens. You can make a song in like 3 hours and it's ready to go, or sometimes it takes months. You know, it just depends. So it's just about putting in the time rather than it being like hard per se. It's more just like, you know, you gotta like give it your all.
So do you personally have a favorite song that you've written?
My favorite song that I've written, I like my new song Holy Ground a lot.
It's a really good song, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. And I like this song called Posters a lot too.
I know you do a lot of singles. for yourself.
Yes.
Do you ever plan on releasing like a full-on album?
At some point, I probably will, but for now, in the near future, it's definitely going to just be singles.
Singles?
Maybe an EP, but I really think singles are the way to go right now, just in general for artists in my boat. Like, people's attention spans are so short these days, I feel like.
Yeah.
So listening to a whole album is like a big challenge.
Yeah, I think I think Russ had mentioned something like that where on the album, if you just look Spotify views or streams, obviously the first like 3 songs have the most, and it slowly goes down.
Yeah.
So I kind of agree with you. I mean, I think singles, like you said, just drop one every now and then and let it play.
Yeah, because I don't like wasting songs. Like, I feel like if I put out even an EP, like one of the songs no one's just going to listen to. Like, it's just going to be like the EP track that no one really cares about, and I just don't like the idea of wasting songs.
So I never really got the whole, what considers an EP or a mixtape or an album. Could you like break it down for us?
Well, an album is like, I think 8 songs or 7 songs or more, and it's all like cleared music. So like, therefore, if you're a rapper and you're putting out an album, the tracks on the album that are produced, all the samples need to be cleared. All the producers need to be paid a fee, because you're making money off of it. A mixtape, at least like generally speaking, I think, was more like uncleared samples, and you weren't selling it. You weren't. It's more complicated now because streaming makes you money now. So I don't really know, but like at least back in the day, it was like, you're just downloading it online, and like the samples were obviously not cleared, and like the producers, you probably just like pirated the beats off of like YouTube or something. Yeah. Like rapped over them. So like that traditionally was what a mixtape was. Nowadays that term is changing, I guess, because I mean, you can put a mixtape on Spotify and then you are making money on it. So like, then you technically are supposed to clear the samples and everything. So I don't know. And then an EP is just 3 to 5 songs, I guess. Okay. Yeah.
So do you have any favorite artists at the moment that you just enjoy listening to a lot?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I listen to Ryan Tedder and One Republic a lot. The Main. I like bands like, honestly, I like The Fray a lot. Like that kind of stuff I really enjoy. And then, I mean, I listen to everything though. So I like Ty Dolla $ign a lot. I think he's very underrated and really good.
Yeah.
Sway Lee, everything he writes is incredible. Incredible melodies. So yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I listen to like everything.
I know you have a new song out too, Holy Ground, right?
Yep.
And you just released a music video for it. So
Yes.
like, what was the process with the music video? Because I watched it, it's really well shot. And
Thank you.
Yeah, it's sort of like a nice aesthetic to it too. Like it's an empty room with a piano.
Yes. Well, that was shot by my roommate Kyle, who I have lived with for many years now, and he's a great videographer. And yeah, he shot the video, and it was just we did like 5 takes because like he had to hold the camera steady for the whole video, which is like really hard to do. So yeah, we were like sweating. It was also really hot that day, and it was really hot in there, so we were like sweating, and it was kind of like but yeah, Kyle's great. He shot that. He also shot a lyric video for me for my song Carousel. That was pretty cool as well. So yeah.
So do you have like a process you like to go through when you do songwriting? Like, do you have like a certain ritual or whatever you would do?
Not really, but like usually I find that I start with just like making melodies over the music, and then I'll put lyrics to it after. So I always start to try to find the melody first, and then put words to it, like, after I have the melody solidified or whatever. That's generally my process. But I mean, I can adapt to any situation. Like, I write with so many other people, like I said. So like, I go with whatever they want to do. If it's for them, I'll do that. If it's for me, I usually start with the melodies.
Okay, nice. So I was doing some digging on your website again, and then I noticed you wrote for actually one of my personal favorite artists, Luke Christopher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So how did that come about?
My friend just knew him, and he set it up. And yeah, actually made a really sick song. Yeah, yeah, my friend just set it up. It was just, again, just through like being in LA and knowing people who know people, whatever. He just like made it happen. And yeah, we got in the studio, made like a really cool song. I hope he puts it out.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Because I know he did the whole Renaissance thing where he like put
Yeah.
out a song a week for like
Yeah.
52 weeks.
No.
And then like before that, he vanished for like almost a year. And
Yeah.
then now he's like sort of dormant again. So
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think I don't know what he's working on. I just we did the song and he was liking it, and I saw him again at Coachella. We were talking and like, yeah, I mean, it's a really good song. I hope I think it's fire. So yeah, it's definitely cool.
yeah, I really liked his Tomorrow Forever album.
Yeah, I when I was in high school and stuff, I really listened to Luke Christopher a lot too. Like I thought he's incredible. Like he's really good. He's a great writer, great melodies. Like he's super amazing. So I was so excited to work with him, and I'm really grateful that I did. I think he's dope and really nice guy. Yeah.
So do you have any artists that you would like to work with in the future?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll say it again. I mean, I want to work with Ryan Tedder.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to work with Maroon 5. I would love to work with, I mean, like, we're talking like dreams. I'd love to work with Coldplay. But yeah, you know, like people like that. Probably also like would be really cool to like do like a pop, like a pop star, like Katy Perry would be really cool.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
So do you think you would mainly focus on songwriting in the future, or do you want to like branch out and do your own thing too?
I mean, I think it's always going to be like 50-50. Not every song, I write so many songs, and not every song I write works for me as an artist. So, yeah, I mean, it's always like, again, like I said it a million times in this interview, but I look up to Ryan Tedder, and he does exactly that. Like he has One Republic, and then he writes songs for Beyonce, and he writes songs for Jonas Brothers, and like all these people, you know. So like, to me, that's like exactly what I want my career to be.
Do you think songwriters don't get enough credit as they deserve?
1,000,000%. Songwriters are extremely undervalued, both just generally being acknowledged, and then also monetarily speaking, the royalties that writers get paid are way too low and need to be increased if like it's going to be a viable career for most people. Like Spotify pays, I think about $4,500 to $5,000 a song for the master, which is goes to the label or the artist, but the songwriters only get $1,000 per million plays. So $4,500 per million plays to the artist, and only $1,000 per million plays to the writer. And usually there's at least 3 writers on a song, so it's $300 for a million plays. That doesn't seem very right to me.
Yeah, true.
So, and then the only other way writers can really make money is if their songs are on the radio and they get performance royalties, or if they get like a sync in a movie or something, but like that usually doesn't happen. So yeah, it's really hard for a writer to make a living if you don't have like a giant hit. It's really hard. And I think that it's not the case for artists, and I don't think it should be the case for writers either. I think they should be paid the same.
So I also noticed that you, on the website, wrote for Arizona Zervis. And he recently had a song that blew up.
Well, I didn't write for him. We have one song that we like collaborated on, and it's not like a release song. I'm pitching it around, but it's I didn't like write for him. He did a verse on the song, and yeah, it's a cool song. Yeah, we did that like 2 years ago, so it was a while ago. But yeah, I've known him for many years, and basically what's happening to him right now is what happened to me in China. So obviously I know exactly what he's going through, and I'm so happy for him because he has been putting out good songs for years and years, and he completely deserves like everything that he's getting now with this giant hit. And like, I mean, he's so talented. It's crazy. I've said for like ever since I met him, like I always tell my friends like, yo, Arizona Zervis is like the dopest kid out of this whole squad. And everyone's like, yeah. And then sure enough, I mean, now he has like the #1 song in America. So I'm very happy for him. And yeah, I mean, I hope I want to work with him again in the future. And yeah.
All right. So do you have anything you would like to say?
Well, thank you for listening. And yeah, just if you haven't checked out my music yet, please do. Spotify, Apple Music, Nick Lopez. And yeah.
Yeah, definitely check Nick Lopez out and his new music video for Holy Ground. He's an amazing singer and songwriter. So definitely give him a part of your time because he definitely deserves it. Yeah, so do you want to shout out your social media?
All social media is at Nick Lopez Music.
All right. Again, thank you so much, Nick Lopez, for being on our podcast. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Hopefully, we'll see you on our podcast again sometime soon. Yes,
sir.
You won't get out of